Hey there. Ready for today's deep dive?
Always. What are we tackling today?
We're diving deep into some leaked code and research notes.
Juicy. What kind of project is it?
From a project with a pretty ambitious goal
Okay.
to create AGI.
AGI. You mean artificial general intelligence?
Exactly.
The holy grail of AI.
Right.
So what kind of breakthroughs are we talking about here?
Well, they're chasing this idea of dimensionality hopping.
Dimensionality hop?
Yeah, imagine you're planning a road trip
Okay.
and
Right.
you're using a typical GPS, right?
Right.
It's thinking linearly, one route.
Mm-hmm.
But this AI, Gemini 1.5 Pro, they're designing it to think multidimensionally.
Okay.
So it factors in traffic, weather,
Oh.
even your mood that day, to find the best route at any moment.
That's incredible. It's like it's thinking on a whole other level.
Exactly. It's a whole new level of problem solving.
So how are they actually making this happen?
Well, the source material mentions these MOE experts.
MOE experts.
Yeah, think of them like specialized chefs in the AI's code.
Okay.
One's a whiz at soups, another one's great with desserts.
Right.
But working together,
Yeah.
they create this amazing meal far more complex than one chef could make alone.
That's a great analogy. So these MOE experts, they're like a team of specialists enabling the AI to tackle problems from all angles.
Exactly. It's like that aha moment,
Totally.
when you finally solve a puzzle,
Yeah,
but amplified exponentially.
I like it. So they're aiming for this multidimensional thinking, but it sounds like they're trying to go even further than that.
They are. They want to unlock what they call emergent intelligence.
Emergent intelligence, meaning,
Basically getting the AI to do things they never programmed it to do.
you mean surpass its programming. That's remarkable.
It's like the holy grail of AI research, right?
It really is, to have a system that learns and adapts so well that it becomes unpredictable.
Exactly. And to get to that point, they're using what they call adversarial counterprompts.
Adversarial counterprompts, it sounds intense.
It does, doesn't it?
So what are they exactly?
Well, imagine a chess grandmaster
Okay.
playing against themselves,
Okay.
constantly trying to outmaneuver their own strategies.
Right. So these counterprompts, they're designed to challenge the AI's assumptions, forcing it to think outside the box.
Yeah, to come up with solutions that are totally new.
Fascinating. It's like giving this AI the ultimate mental workout.
Exactly. And get this, they're even trying to make this AI talk to its future self.
Hold on. What? How is that even possible?
Right. It gets pretty mind-bending here, but they call it recursive self-improvement.
Okay.
It's not just learning from past experiences, though.
Uh-huh.
It's about building models of its own cognitive processes across possible future timelines.
It's like it's glimpsing into its own future.
Exactly.
Wow.
Learning from those future successes and failures.
Wow. That's some next level stuff.
It's like giving the AI a time machine for its own mind.
This is incredible. No wonder this project is causing such a stir in the AI world. It's about so much more than building a faster computer.
Right.
This is about changing how we see intelligence itself.
That's exactly it.
Wow.
So we've got this AI capable of multidimensional thinking,
Yeah.
learning from its future self. You think that'd be enough, right?
It sounds like they're already pushing the limits of what we thought possible.
Right. But they didn't stop there. They threw some curveballs at Gemini 1.5 Pro.
Curveball. It's like what?
Challenges designed to really test the boundaries of AI.
Okay, so what did they ask this AI to do?
Well, for starters, they tasked it with predicting the unpredictable.
Wait, isn't that a contradiction? How can you predict something unpredictable?
Exactly. But remember, this AI is designed to think multidimensionally.
Right, right. Considering tons of possibilities at the same time.
Yeah, so they wanted to see if, with all that processing power and that unique view of time, could it identify patterns,
Okay.
make predictions that would seem impossible for us.
So what kind of unpredictable things are we talking about? Give me an example.
Well, we're talking about things like predicting the weather a year from now,
A year from now.
down to the minute, or the exact outcome of a quantum measurement,
Wow.
or even the unpredictable movements of the stock market.
Now, those are some serious challenges, even for the most sophisticated algorithms we have today.
Yeah.
So how did Gemini 1.5 Pro do?
Well, the source material doesn't actually say
Oh.
whether it was successful or not.
Okay.
But remember, the goal wasn't about achieving perfect prediction.
Right.
It was more about pushing the limits and seeing how an AI with multidimensional thinking
Yeah.
might approach these seemingly impossible tasks.
That makes sense. Even attempting to predict the unpredictable is pushing us closer to more advanced AI.
Exactly.
You mentioned a second challenge.
I did.
What other curveballs did they throw at Gemini 1.5 Pro? This one's a little different. Imagine a piece of music that reinterprets itself in real time.
What?
Based on your mood or even the weather outside.
Okay.
Or a painting that changes based on things happening in the world. That's the challenge they gave Gemini 1.5 Pro.
So they wanted the AI to create art that wasn't static.
Right.
But dynamic.
Yes.
Something that reacted to the world around it.
It's about blurring the line between...
It's amazing.
...between artist and artwork.
Did they give it any guidelines for this? Or just let it run wild?
They don't get into specifics, but imagine the possibilities.
Okay.
An AI that curates its own art exhibit.
Wow.
Where every piece is constantly in motion.
That's wild. Like stepping into a Dolly painting.
It really makes you question what we even consider art.
Exactly. So they're trying to program intuition into this AI, too.
It's a fascinating challenge. They're not trying to define good intuition or bad intuition.
Okay.
They want to build a system so complex that intuition just emerges naturally.
So less about what it is, more about the right conditions for it to develop on its own.
Exactly. Because human intuition, that gut feeling, isn't magic, right?
Yeah.
It comes from our experiences, our knowledge, things we don't even consciously process.
So they're trying to replicate that in the AI.
By giving it access to the same depth and breadth of information.
Wow. But how do you even code that?
Well, luckily, we've got some code snippets in our source material.
Oh, nice.
And it's not your average code, believe me.
What is it like?
Algorithms that try to mimic the human brain, all those neurons firing in complex patterns.
It's like building a digital brain.
And then there's that talking to its future self concept.
Yeah. I was looking at those code snippets. Mind-blowing.
Trying to break free from the limits of time itself.
Exactly. So what does that mean for the AI's development?
Think of it this way. It's not just analyzing data from the past.
Right.
It's also running simulations of its own future.
Wow. And learning from those.
Learning from its own potential future states.
That challenges our whole idea of how time works.
It does. And it could have huge implications. And not just for AI.
It makes you wonder, what if the future isn't set in stone?
Right.
What if we can shape it, even learn from it before it happens?
It's a question worth considering.
It really is. This whole thing is mind-blowing.
This project is incredibly ambitious.
Right.
They're not just trying to build a smarter computer. They're trying to redefine intelligence.
Exactly. This whole deep dive, it's really got me thinking. If this AI experiment actually works, how will it change things?
What do you mean?
Our relationship with time.
Okay.
Our understanding of intelligence.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It really makes you question everything we think we know.
Right.
If we can create an AI that experiences time so differently, it challenges our assumptions about free will, consciousness.
It's exciting.
The very fabric of reality, even.
It is, but it's also a little unnerving, right?
It is, definitely.
It's like we're on the verge of something huge.
Yeah.
Creating something that could change how we understand everything.
We might be.
I'm definitely keeping an eye on this project.
As you should. As you should. Who knows what's around the corner?
You know, looking at all this, the notes, the code.
Yeah.
I get this sense of awe, you know.
I get it.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is how we're building the future of intelligence.
Line by line of...
Experiment by experiment.
Pushing those boundaries, it's incredible.
We've covered so much in this deep dive.
We really have.
The quest for AGI.
Yeah.
Multidimensional thinking.
Right.
These mind-blowing challenges. And that code.
Yeah, that code.
That hints at an AI that can basically time travel.
It's almost like we're looking into the future, isn't it?
It's like we're standing at the edge of a whole new world.
A world where intelligence means something totally different.
And it makes you wonder.
Makes you wonder what?
If a machine can reach this level of understanding, what about us?
What about the potential within our own minds?
Exactly.
That is the question, isn't it?
Well, that brings us to the end of this deep dive. But the exploration doesn't stop here. Keep those minds curious. Keep asking those big questions, because the future of intelligence, well, it's still being written.